All right, guys, welcome to How I Met My Brother podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Cody. This is my co-host, Jeff Warchalik. What's going on, Jeff?
Not much. I'm excited.
Oh man,
excited to be back in the podcast ring with you. It's been quite some time, my friend.
It has been. It's been a couple years since we've ventured in the podcast realm.
Yeah, sure. The Post Up Sports Pod was it was a fun intro, but
it ran its course. It was a good time.
I think we're ready for something new. So I think instead of sports, get into some just talking about life, some comedy.
Talking about life, maybe just doing some comedy stuff, shooting the breeze with my boy.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. This is how I met my brother.
And we're not actually brothers.
No. Well,
we get that a lot though.
We are, but just not biologically, but we are actually brothers.
Yep.
Don't be confused by that.
True. It's true. I'm excited though. Let's do it.
Let's get it. So, we're recording this at my apartment right now. I live about 30 minutes from Jeff, and he graciously drove to me this time. We'll probably switch back and forth, but tell me a little bit about your journey here, Jeff.
So, down in Canterbury, it was pouring. I texted you that I was on my way. I told you that I was going to get you some Dunkin'. And I got on the highway.
Gotta get that hazelnut iced coffee. All right, keep going. Sorry.
I could not see 25 feet in front of me. I'm not
Really?
kidding. 25 feet. I couldn't see anything.
25 feet.
Because
of rain, or?
Yes, rain. And it was congested too. So there was cars and it was splashing and it was all over the place. I was like 80% away from texting you and telling you I needed to leave, like turn around. I've never
on the highway.
On the highway, yeah.
Take an illegal U-turn. Yeah, okay. I mean, sometimes it'd be like that, you know?
Yeah, it was, I've actually never felt so unsafe.
I've never felt so unsafe.
And you know what was annoying, too? So, you know me, I drive aggressive, a little aggressive.
Yeah, New England. We're from New England.
So, I don't care how reckless people are on the highway or any road, really. Honestly, if the weather's nice, drive as crazy as you want. I literally don't care. Pass me on the right side, I don't care. Pass you on the right side, too.
Well, I kind of care, but yeah.
No, I don't care.
Oh, well, good for you. I get a little angry if I'm driving on the left lane and I'm going like you, I'm pretty aggressive. I'm pretty fast. Yeah, and if I'm going 75 or more and I'm in the left lane, and usually I'm going 80. So let's just say 80. If I'm going 80, I'm in the left lane, you pass me on the right. I just don't have many good thoughts about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, for one, if anybody's passing us on the right side of the highway, then they are really flying. So I suppose they can just have it.
Yeah.
But
they can that's where we differ. But okay, keep going.
On the way here, though, no lie, people were driving the craziest I've ever seen.
Really?
In like a long time. I had 3 people pass me on the right side. I was going 65, they were going 80. But I'm telling you, when I say that it was rain, it was really pouring. It was pouring. Jeez. So I think it was ridiculous. But anyway, I was totally soaked. So I had to change my shirt, change my hat, everything.
You did a full change.
Yes, actually in your driveway down here.
Like outside or in your car?
In my car, but you know how it is out here. It's like what does this house have? Like 8 different units, 4 different families?
There's 4 families in mine, but I mean, on my street, there's probably 5 buildings that have 4 different families. So, yeah.
I parked right below, kind of to the right of your unit, and all the windows were open, and I definitely saw some eyes, gave a free show.
Sometimes you just got to do that, Jeff,
Yeah.
It's just, sometimes you got to give the people what they want.
Trying to make my way in this business, so you got to give a little bit for free, right?
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so how was your week? How's your day?
Let me tell you something. It's a Monday, and it's one of those Mondays where I woke up and I was just not in a great mood. TBH, to be honest, for the listeners out there. But I woke up and I was very, I don't know, just frustrated. I was very tired,
Mm-hmm.
even though I went to bed relatively early last night. And I just had a lot to do, and as the day went on, it just, I got a fresh cut. You see that?
Yeah,
How do you like it? You like this?
Nice cut, G.
It's all right. Yeah, you like my cut, G. I got a fresh cut. That was probably the highlight of my day. So not the greatest day, but
When you say you went to bed early, what is early for you?
well, okay. So early for me, I kind of fell asleep at like probably 11:30
Okay.
p.m. Sorry. Yeah, I'm I'm a night owl,
I do know this, yes.
and usually I'm in bed around 10 p.m., 10:30, depending on, what the day brings, what the day offers me. But around 10:30, I'm usually in bed, and then I fall asleep around like 1 a.m. I'm usually watching TV, watching a movie. I watched a movie last night. It was a good time. But I
What did
probably
you watch?
I watched the new Doctor Strange. I watched it in theaters, but it just came on Disney Plus, so I had to give it another watch.
Yeah, what did you think?
It was good. I had to, when you watch a movie that has a lot to unpack, you miss some things. You miss some vital things. So then you have to watch it again. Kind of like when I went to go see Spider-Man with Jeff, the new Spider-Man, a couple months after I watched it the first time. And this guy wanted to go again and I spent the ridiculous $16 a movie ticket, which is, inflation, whatever. But I had to see what I missed, So that was one of those things where I had to watch it. Didn't really pay super close attention. I was, on my phone, playing Golf Clash, texting,
Is that Marvel or DC?
Gee, come on.
I thought that would be a
Jeff's,
stupid question. It's not my cup of tea.
it's
not a
Marvel.
superhero guy.
I get it. It's all right.
I don't even know. Is DC Comics?
So DC is like Batman, Superman,
Yeah.
Aquaman.
The Joker.
The Joker is DC, yeah. Cause
I like the Joker.
You're a big Joker guy.
That's kind of weird. I like all the villains.
That says a lot about you.
Yeah, it does.
But no, Marvel. This is Marvel. Marvel's like Spider-Man, obviously Doctor Strange, Thor, Hulk, those guys. But it was pretty good. How was your day, Jeff? Tell me a little bit about what a Monday looks like in the shoes of Jeffrey Warchalik.
This Monday was pretty busy because, Mondays generally are pretty busy, but I just got back from Cape Cod. So, out of the office for a week, things go awry,
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't bad. Had a few meetings and whatnot. One thing about Cape Cod, though, I thought there's a little something that I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, what's that?
That I realized that I maybe didn't totally notice before. So, my fiance Jess, her parents.
Oh, I know.
You know them pretty well.
Yeah.
David and Debbie. And David Jr., her brother.
David Jr. Yeah.
It's weird to call him.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to call him David Jr., but shout out David Jr. for listening to this. We love you, brother.
He was a guest way back in the day on the Post Up Sports Pod.
He was. He's been a part of the pod before.
He actually had a really good one-liner that was totally unintentional.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it was.
He made his one episode appearance, and then it kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we stayed at the Edgewater, which is nice. It's in Dennisport, which is like mid-Cape, I guess. I don't really know how Cape Cod works.
Yeah. Yeah, like mid. It's like a boot, right? Or is that Italy?
That's Italy, but this is like a sideways boot, kind of.
All right,
That's a decent comparison there,
Yeah, thanks.
I would say.
Yeah.
So we stayed at this place. It had 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It was great. David, Debbie, David Jr., Jess, and I. David's wife, Juanita, couldn't be there. So David slept on the couch, and Jess and I had a room to ourselves with 2 twin beds. So that was nice to not sleep in the same bed, like the good old days.
Yeah.
I didn't wake up with a backache
Get your own space.
like I do.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was solid. But we went out to dinner one night, right? This place called La Stella. It was like a 2-minute walk from the Edgewater, which is right on the beach. It's an Italian place because none of us are really into seafood or anything like that. So her family's a bunch of Italians in a good way.
Sure. Yeah.
They all love Italian food, and I do too. We went there, and I've kind of known this about them for a while, but Jess's mom her parents have different roles, which I think is normal.
Yeah.
And they're both wonderful. Really, I love them both. Been with her for like 10 years, so they're like my family too. But Jess's dad is more of the like, anything goes kind of guy.
I feel that.
He'll offer to pay for anything or whatever. Whereas her mom is not the same, which is good. It's how it should be because we're old now, so we should pay for our own dinner and stuff. But now we're doing this thing where the couples pay for their own dinner. So I paid for Jess and Debbie and David. Well, they paid for David Jr. too. So.
Shout out
So
David Jr.
Really fair,
again. Yeah.
No. Actually, she made sure to mention that David Jr. is going to be Venmoing them.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, no, you're not off the hook, buddy.
Yeah, no.
Just because your wife's not there doesn't mean you can't mommy and daddy can't pay.
I just thought it was funny though because they made it clear that like I should pay for Jess and I, which is great. That's how I'd rather have it. Cause I'm too awkward. I can't accept gifts like that.
Yeah.
Like if they pay for me too much, I just feel awkward.
So you're saying that they were making it known that you should pay for Jess as well.
Yes, that exactly because I'm going to be her husband or whatever, I guess.
But or whatever, I guess. But how do you feel about this? How do you feel about the boy should always pay? Or in this case, man. This is a man.
That's fine. I accept it. I think if you're in the beginning of a relationship, though, I think the guy should pay for like the first 3 dates, and then the girl or guy and gal, whatever it may be, whoever doesn't pay for the first 3 should pay for the next one, and then from there it should be like go back to the first person, then maybe they go 1-and-1 or whatever 2-and-1.
So see, I kind of agree with that, but I think it's getting to a point now in this world that when you go on a date with someone, and if it's like first of all, you have to make sure it's a date. Sometimes people are like, oh yeah, let's go to get us something to eat or whatever, and if that happens, it's tough to know. Because I'm like, oh man, like I want to pay for this girl. Mm-hmm. I like her. If she doesn't like me, I'm not paying for that. Not to, you know what I mean though? Like I'm not gonna unless I'm really trying to impress her. But then sometimes girls are like, oh man, it's okay. Like no, don't worry about it. And it's just like, so do you push? Like
you push,
even if you don't know it's a date.
Well. This reminds me of a certain situation that you and I
shared. Yes, it's very true.
Okay, I don't know. I guess that's a gray area. I think the guy should pay. Like, if I were taking a friend who is a girl out to lunch or whatever, I feel like I would pay for her. See,
I do, like, but that's the thing. So if it's a friend that I know, yeah, for sure, I'll pay for you, even if it's a guy. Like, I pay for your coffee sometimes when we go to the coffee shop.
Yeah, that's nice.
And like when we go out, I usually don't pay for your meal, but if that was needed, I would. But like, let's say, so for instance, in this situation that you said, I went out. Me and one of the first dates I went on with a girl, Jeff and his fiance Jess were there, and they came to the part where they brought the bill out, and I was gonna offer, and she was kind of like, or I kind of did offer. I was like, oh, I can, and she was like, no, it's okay. Like seriously, it's okay. And I just like didn't want to be weird and be like, no, take my credit card. I'm paying for you. Deal with it. You know what I mean?
I get it. But in that instance, I think you make one final push. You insist. No, I insist. Please, it's on me. And then if she's like, no, really?
Then you give it. You give
call
it.
off,
All right. You know, I can get down with that. That's... See, what I did in that situation, for the listeners out there, I just kind of was like, okay. And then I just paid for myself. And then Jeff and his fiancée proceeded to call me on the phone and tell me that I was an idiot.
It was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, it was not great. I ended up actually dating this girl for a little while. So it obviously was not a big deal to her. Or maybe that's why
Or maybe it was,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. The world may never know the story to that.
One. Yeah, that was...
No names disclosed, just in case, you know.
Yeah,
that
was cringy.
Yeah.
So back... I'm working through this story.
Oh, okay, yeah, back to the Cape Cod. I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there.
They made it clear that, I should be paying for Jess. David Jr. should be paying for Juanita, if she was there, but Juanita's not. So I go to do that, and they're like, no, we've got this. It's okay.
So after they made it clear that you should pay for Jess,
yes,
they offered to pay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so now I have no idea what to do. And then it becomes, for me, awkward. Because you know me, I don't really react well in a situation like that or anything that's out of the ordinary. So we go back and forth. I'm like, no, really, it's fine. I can pay for it, whatever. We're getting married and whatever. And they're like, no, we've got it. And so at this point, I'm like, I need to assert my male dominance. And I need to show who daddy is.
Sometimes you gotta show.
So I took my check, and I got it out of David Sr.'s hands, and I gave the waitress my card with that, and I said, "No, here, take this."
Wait, you paid for everyone?
No.
Oh,
my
just
check.
Okay.
Because he had my check.
Yeah, I got you. But you
And
ripped
that
it out
was
of
that.
his hands with force.
Oh yes,
Oh,
a lot of force.
All right. I wish I was there for that.
And then I did it again the next time we had dinner, and they were like, "Why are you doing that?" or whatever, and I'm like, "This is what you wanted." So I don't know, whatever.
But let me just take a trip into David Sr.'s brain.
Yeah.
He must be like, oh man, I'm so glad my daughter has a man that will provide for her. That's got to be going through his brain. Because, he implies that, and then he's like, oh no, let me pay for you. And you're like, no. Me. I provide. I am the alpha. Do you think you alpha dogged him in that moment?
Yes, and maybe that's why he resents me.
Maybe that's why he resents me.
Now we're getting to the root of the issue.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I feel like I should be paying for it anyway. Because, if they want to, just treat us out on a random night, that's fine. But I feel like I should pay for a lot of the time. Not to mention, they let us stay with them for free, so...
Yeah,
I felt like I don't want to be in debt to people like that.
In that situation, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. If they let me stay there for free, I would be like, oh no, you already did enough. Mm-hmm. But let's say I'm in vacation, and now that we're older, I'm 27, you're 27. Mm-hmm. We like you said, we got to pay for our vacations. We're adults now. You're about to get married in October. Mm-hmm. Shout out Jeff and Jess. Mm-hmm. Thank you. I just paid my dad for a plane ticket and part of the stay that I'm going to Colorado in October. Mm-hmm. Actually, during your wedding, I can't come to. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
I'm a groomsman at Jeff's wedding.
Okay.
I'm excited for it. It's an exciting day. Mm-hmm. I'm going to Colorado 2 weeks before that for a little mini vacation in the mountains, but I had to pay my dad for it. But in that case, I paid my way. If my dad, even if I had my wife and 3 kids, if my dad was like, let me pay for your dinner, I'd be like, yep, that's all you, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just, free dinner? All right. I'd get a side of french fries to go. Because, you got to milk it. I'm sorry. My kids will be like, I don't even care if they're like, oh, daddy's poor. I'd be like, I don't.
Yep, I'm poor.
It's all right. That grandpa's got us. You know what I mean?
Between grandpa and the food stamps, we'll be all right.
Oh, yeah.
Kids.
Yeah. We'll be all right. The food stamps, yeah.
Yeah. In retrospect, I think I should have paid for their dinner. But I did pay for some other stuff like mini golf, which was stupid expensive, by the way.
Oh, it's...
Do you believe how much it is to play mini golf?
Let me ask you
these
this.
days?
Is it more expensive than like a lower level 9 holes of regular golf?
No, but it's close.
Like, because like some places you can walk the course for like $15.
Well, if that's the case, then yes. Then yes, it is.
I was going to say, okay.
Because this was for 4 people at Pirates Cove Mini Golf, which is a really cool mini golf.
That is like a bougie mini golf.
It is bougie,
but
that's true.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, it was like $75 for 5 of us.
Okay, so that's just under... That's
just under $15.
No, because 75 for 5? Yeah, probably just under... Yeah. Sorry, I'm not the best on the on-the-spot math. But
no, that's exactly $15.
It's right around there.
I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Wait, 75 divided by 5.
15.
Yeah, that's 15. Wow. All right. So yeah, $15.
So it equals out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous though.
That is ridiculous.
The whole mini golf, because it used to be like $8. Actually, at like Riverview, down the road in Putnam.
Yeah.
It's like $8, right?
I don't know. I haven't been there in a while. I think it was. But if you get a hole in one on one of the holes, they don't tell you, which is kind of dumb to me.
What are you talking about?
Let me finish. If you get a hole in one on one of the holes, you get a free ice cream.
Oh.
So you could just
like $4.
And it's all the honor system. You know, I'm an honest man, but when it involves ice cream, I'd be like, I got a hole in one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna start going there by myself.
But they won't tell you which hole, so then you never know if they actually do that. Like the only way you would actually know is if you got a hole in one on every hole.
So let me get this straight. They pick one hole that if you get a hole in one on, you get a free ice cream.
Yes.
But they don't tell you what hole it is.
And it's a mystery.
So you go up to the clerk after your round and you say, I got a hole in one on hole 4. And they're like, sorry, you had to get a hole in one on hole 6 today.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like no, like either one could lie, but it's who knows if they like. I went there probably 2 years ago, and I got a hole in one. I think I was actually hole 1. Like I sunk it in hole in 1. Started off the round great, amazing round.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. But I remember I went up and I was like, hey, I got a hole in one on hole 1, and they did the same thing. They're like, it was actually 7. And I was like, oh, okay. But like, and it kind of made me want to go up to the people in there and be like, hey, tell them that you got a hole in one on hole 7, so you get a free ice cream. And like,
he'd be like, sorry, it's hole 4.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Who knows?
What kind of twisted game is that?
Man, it's. But if I got the ice cream for free, that would be worth it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there should be a sign at the beginning of the round. Should be like, today's hole is hole 5.
But then I get it, because you'd have to monitor that, because then everyone would just be like, yep, hole in 1, hole 5, and how would they know?
Yeah, I guess I get it.
And then they'd be giving out free ice cream to everybody.
They should just, I guess maybe they should make it one right near like the window. So.
Next time I go, I'm gonna contact the Better Business Bureau. I need to.
You're doing
That's
the Lord's
ridiculous.
work.
Honestly, yeah. Anyways, all right, I got something for you.
Okay. What do you got?
All right, so like I said earlier, I got my hair cut today, and this thing always pops in my head. So I usually go to a barber where I know the barber.
Yes.
He's a family friend. I always get in, and so it's a little less awkward with him, But today he was off. And I got scheduled with he owns the barbershop. I got scheduled with one of his, coworkers. And they're all cool guys, but I don't really know them. Where do you look when they're cutting? And not just cutting your hair, but like my barber like shapes up like my beard. Like where do you, because they're like right up there. So like you make eye contact, that can be a little too much, a little too intimate. But you don't want to make it look awkward where you're like looking the opposite direction. You're like, all right, I'm really trying to avoid this because you don't want to be weird. So where do you look during a haircut?
Well, in that situation, I would say you are one glance away from a kiss.
He's
if you
close
lock
enough.
eyes with your barber and he is all up on your mustache, I think you kissed. I think that's what you have to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I guess if I wanted to, I could just look. But I mean,
do we want to open that door?
No, I don't.
I don't know. Usually, I would say I close my eyes or I look back at myself in the mirror.
Just straight up close your eyes. He's not.
There's no right answer, really.
And this barbershop, it's a little bit easier because there is a TV. Mm-hmm. And they had a movie on, and they usually have some sports game on or something like that. Mm. So it's easier to look at the TV, but there was moments where he would get really close, and sometimes when you're talking to someone, you want to look them in the eye. Mm. So I'd be talking, he'd ask me a question. I think he was asking me you didn't have to go to work today or something, because I'm in the barbershop at 12 p.m. Mm. And I was telling him I was working from home today, so I just went on my lunch break. But when I was doing that, I did the first glance, but he was and a couple inches from my face. So I looked at him, and immediately we made eye contact, and I looked away because I was like, "Oh, this is weird. I can't. What do I do here?"
Can you do me a favor and describe your barber and the setting as well? Just give me a 90-second rundown of your barber, his name, what he looks like in the setting, and this would help paint this picture for me.
All right, listen. So you walk in the barbershop.
Okay.
His chair is the first one. He's got the classic chair, and then there's the desk with his calendar. First of all, I just love how barbershops are still or hair salons too. Maybe some hair salons don't do this, but every barbershop that I've been into, they still have that huge book. As the calendar book, shout out to that book, because that thing is sick. It just seems like you're doing something in life when you have this big book.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
so he's got that book slammed on there. He's cutting my hair. His name's Tony.
Oh,
he's a great guy. His name's actually Anthony. So if you're listening to this, you're probably not. Shout out to you, Anthony. We call you Tony. What's up, Tony?
I bet you he makes a nice tight cut.
Dude, he faded me real nice. Okay. It was a nice fade. He got my beard shaped up. Great guy. Shout out Tony. Anyways, you walk in. He's got the chair. He's got the book. He's got his tray of all his cool barber instruments. He's got the razor that he can put different settings and heads on. He's got all this weird, it's not gel, but it's, I don't know, hair stuff to style hair and, to put on after they cut really close. That kind of burns, you know what I mean? It's I don't know, it's aftershave or, but he's got all that stuff. This is called Gentleman's Choice Barbershop. Shout out to them. They do great work. They kind of model after, sports. So each one of them has their favorite teams, memorabilia all over the place. So he's a big LA fan. That's
pretty sweet.
So he's got some LA Chargers stuff on there. He's got the Lakers. He's got this Chargers helmet with a rookie Justin Herbert card. It's a sweet setup. He's got it all set up there. And we're in there. It's just me, him, my boy Mel. He's one of the other barbers. We play basketball together.
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
So. Okay.
So he's over there. He's cutting some kid's hair. But that's kind of the setting, right? Mm-hmm. Sits me down. Never been in this chair. I'm always with Brian, who's the owner. Sitting in there. We do the typical small talk. Like I said, he asked me if I was working today. I was told him I was working from home. He asked me how the Pats gonna do this year. I had my Patriots sweatshirt on. I was they're probably not gonna do as good as the Chargers. I'm trying to, I don't know, hype him up, gas him up. I'm yeah, Chargers great. Justin Herbert's great. You got the good off season,
Sure, he gives you that nice tight cut.
Yeah, you got it. He's got scissors in his hand. Mm-hmm. And I got a cape on where I can't move my arms. I gotta play into this guy's hand.
He could impale you at any moment.
Oh yeah, just straight up kill me. I wouldn't even put it past him.
Yeah.
And who's gonna stop him? The other kid, the 10-year-old that's getting his hair cut next to me. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I'm talking to him. We're having small talk, and that's kind of the setting there for you.
Yeah. Well, for one, your barbershop sounds much nicer than mine.
It's sweet, and I'm telling you, they'll have golf on. They'll have they're all big sport. They have a big plaque in the middle of the room that's Tiger Woods. My guy. Yeah, it's a great place.
So, my barber. It's called Gamachi's Barbershop.
Gamachi.
Yep, you nailed it. You hit the nail on the head. It's two old-fashioned gentlemen. Really nice guys. Really, really nice guys.
I think you have to be nice and a cool guy to be a barber.
Maybe not nice, but you have to be tolerable.
I don't know. I feel like when you walk in, it's just like... I mean, they have TV shows about it where, like, LeBron gets his haircut and talks about the season. It's like called The Shop or something. Is that LeBron?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, there's like a TV show on HBO, and it's called The Shop. Maybe it's Kevin Durant. I don't know. Some athlete just goes to a barbershop, and while they're like giving him his cut, they just talk, and it's like on TV. So they gotta be. Anyways, keep going. Continue.
So my guys, older men, super nice dudes. It's a really small place. 2 chairs. You walk in, it's wood paneling on the walls, and there's no TV. There's one radio that plays 50s music. There are pictures on the wall of the Beatles and one Sports Illustrated swimsuit magazine at my barber, Rusty's chair.
Rusty. His name's Rusty?
Yeah. His name's
Rusty. Big old Rusty, man. That's a barber name.
It is.
If I ever heard one.
He's an alright dude. They are appointment only, so they do not have said book. Appointment only. I mean, I'm not appointment only. They are walk-in only.
Oh, I was gonna say the book is for appointments, Jeff. It makes you feel important.
I get it. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Walk-in only, cash only.
Oh, cash only?
Yeah. So I don't know
tough.
what they're doing, but it's fine. He said he doesn't have a bank account, actually.
Rusty.
He transacts strictly in
freaking
cash.
Rusty, bro.
How does he pay his mortgage?
Dude, he doesn't have a mortgage. He's been in that house for 75 years.
You're probably right.
He probably bought it for like $25 and like a 12-pack of beer. And he's just had it ever since. His wife's name is probably Barbara.
Yeah, he's been divorced a couple times.
Oh, yeah, that was his first wife. His second wife was probably Margaret. And he just lives his life. And whenever his wife disagrees with him, on to the next. That's Rusty.
Yep, you're right. Tell you what, though. Great barber. It's every time I go, I have to wait at least 40 minutes because there's a line.
Jeez.
It's always at least 40 minutes to an hour. So it's ridiculous. It's like...
So he's making... he's not paying his taxes.
No, he's not. There's no way.
He's not paying those taxes.
Based on the political discussions I've had with him in the past, there is no way he's paying his taxes.
Good old Rusty, accepting only cash. He might have made $2,000 that day. He filed for $300. Guaranteed.
I find it really funny that you're wearing the IRS shirt.
Yeah, so let me tell you about this shirt real quick. Are you done with this?
Yeah, there's nothing left to tell.
All right, good. So to move on, I'm wearing a shirt that says IRS. It's the IRS.
Yeah, I like it.
It's kind of deceptive because I actually hate the IRS with every fiber of my being.
Yep, I do know this.
But I got this shirt because I run a small group for my church.
Nice.
And we talk about the Bible and that kind of stuff. But we're a bunch of young adults. We like to chit chat about everything in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking, and these guys, they like to get me all riled up about taxes, and I'm not a big tax guy.
No,
I just don't agree with a lot of it. But anyways,
politics aside.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just talking, and he gets this buddy. His name is Luke. Shout out Luke if you're listening to this. You got one of the first shout outs on the pod. But he's fueling the fire. I'm talking about taxes. I'm talking about how this, and he's just everybody's laughing, And I'm laughing too, but deep down I'm like, no, I'm serious. Like, I don't like this.
I hate the
Yeah,
government.
exactly. And but they find it so funny that 2 weeks later they show up to the small group and Luke gives me this package, and I'm like, oh, what's this for? I'm like, this is like probably, I don't know, March. My birthday's not till May.
Yeah.
And even then, like I've known him for a long time, but it's not like we buy each other birthday gifts. And so he hands me this thing, and I'm like, oh, what's this for? He's like, oh, just because. And
Just because.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I open it up. I'm thinking it's like, I actually didn't even know what I was thinking. I was just kind of like,
this is
surprised,
weird.
No,
but nice. This
not
is
even
really
weird.
Nice.
It wasn't
just out of the ordinary.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
I open it up. It's this IRS T-shirt, and immediately he just starts dying laughing. And I'm like, this is actually really funny. And I have a lot of ideas to use this shirt, and like I have an idea. Let me tell you this idea.
Okay.
I have this idea where, well, first of all, I think I might just wear this on Halloween. And that's it. Just like some khakis and this shirt that says IRS. Because that's pretty freaking scary.
That would make me laugh.
See, but I have this idea where I took a picture of myself in a different shirt in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And then a picture of myself in the far distance of the mirror with the IRS shirt on with like a knife in my hand. And then Photoshop it so it looks like there's this thing in the back, like a horror movie, but it's just me in an IRS T-shirt. That's the horror.
Is this an idea, or did you do this?
No, I have not done it yet.
Okay, you're gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I want to see the picture.
And I'm gonna post it. We'll post it on our Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. That's
good,
a good
right?
idea.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the story of the shirt. Not a big IRS guy, but I saw it and I was like, this would be perfect for the pod, so had to throw it on. Shout out Luke. Don't shout out the IRS.
No.
0 out of 10 recommend. But I guess pay your taxes. Because if you don't, you go to jail.
And we'll fall off the algorithm if we tell people not to pay their taxes.
That's true. Yeah. I don't want to be a part of your tax fraud. I just want to be a part of my tax fraud.
Well.
All right.
Better you than me.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So, do you remember how Jess bought me that flying lesson?
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember because you ditched and you didn't want to play golf with me. Or no, was it golf? You ditched me.
Yeah, but then they postponed the flying lesson.
Yeah, and you didn't tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, okay,
Vividly.
so this was pre-COVID.
Vividly, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I bet. She bought me a gift certificate to take an intro flying lesson, which I think is pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I respect that.
My grandfather was in the Air Force, and my whole family kind of likes aviation and motors and planes and whatnot. So
Big race guy.
Yeah, big race car, big airplane, engine.
Anything that gets you from point A to point B, Jeff is in love with.
As long as it's quick. I don't really like bicycles.
Oh, it's got to be fast. Yeah, I
don't like bicycles or
scooters. He's not a scooter guy. If you know Jeff, definitely not a scooter guy.
If you see me on a scooter, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And
you need to call me immediately.
Yeah, you need to give me a ride to the hospital because that's the only place.
Don't go near him because you might be in danger. Call me immediately and I'll take care of it.
But I have that coming up. It was actually supposed to be this Friday, but I don't know what's going on with it. But it's like an hour and a half intro flight, so like they teach you some stuff on the ground, then you get up in a Cessna and fly and stuff, so I'm pretty stoked. But here's the issue though. Jess and I are having a little spat about it.
Oh.
A little bit of trouble back home.
Oh.
Not really. It's not a big deal.
Tell me about the spat.
So,
real quick, actually,
yes.
The word spat, I just think of like the past tense of spit.
Yeah.
But it is a commonly used term for like an argument. I just think of like I spat on her. You know what I mean? Like
I spat on her.
But anyways,
that's not how I think of it.
Yeah.
I think of an argument getting into a little spat.
All right. Tell me about the spat.
So I assumed when she purchased this for me that was the green light to go ahead and try to get my private pilot certificate.
Okay.
That's what I would assume. If she's giving me the A-OK to go on an intro flight,
I agree.
you would think she would be cool with me getting the certificate. But apparently, that's not accurate. And I am only, I don't want to say allowed, but she only wants me to go on the intro flight, and I don't really understand that because it's like a tease. I barely want to do the intro flight. Because I can't finish it out.
Because you can't go any further.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of frustrating. I would push back a little on that.
Oh, I have, but it's not going well, as it typically does.
So that's kind of like, this is what I think of if I put myself in it, because I don't know if I'd ever want to fly a plane. That kind of scares me. I've jumped out of a plane before.
You have. You were a skydiver.
I skydived. I didn't, just jump out of a plane. I don't think. But it kind of reminds me of like driving a motorcycle.
Mm.
Like I've always wanted to drive a motorcycle, but girls in the past that I've dated were like, no, not they're like, not that I'm making the decision for you, but like I would really not like it if you were driving a motorcycle. It would kind of scare me.
Yeah.
The same thing with my mom. So I look at it as like, all right, what if a girl that I was dating, hypothetically, because I'm single and alone.
Very alone.
Very
single as a Pringle.
Very alone.
The last Pringle at the bottom of the Pringle can.
Yeah, honestly, it's very sad. Just cry awake at night.
Anyways.
No, I'm just kidding. But hypothetically, if I was, engaged, and my fiance was like, hey, I got you a lesson on how to drive this motorcycle. You get to sit on the back of this motorcycle, have a good time, catch the bug of wanting to drive a motorcycle even more. And then she was like, but by the way, you're never getting a motorcycle because I don't want you to die.
That's my point.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because she just doesn't want me to get hurt. But then I bring the argument out that, it's safer than going in a car and driving places. But
it is. For
some reason,
statistically.
Like, I don't know, the whole about being in the air and not in the ground freaks people out or whatever.
Yeah, I know, but I used to know a pilot, and he said that even if you're well trained, the only real danger is like the landing. You can fact check me on this, anybody that's listening, and message me and let me know. But from what I remember, he said taking off and landing were the dangerous parts because if you obviously if you like just don't land it right, you crash.
Yeah.
But when you're in the air, as long as you have good communication with the tower and, even if you spin out a little bit, there's easy ways to get right back. And all the technology that are in planes now, it can correct itself, I guess. So I think it's like you said, it's safer than driving a car.
That's how I feel about it. I don't know. It's something about being a small plane. Granted, they go through a lot of maintenance and everything. So I don't know how this is going to end up, but I will keep you posted. Granted, I will say this. I don't know if it's even worth the discussion because it's expensive to get your pilot certificate. So I don't even know if I could afford it, especially right now, the wedding, the honeymoon, and whatnot.
That is a big commitment.
Yeah, and the other thing is that I don't even know how I'm going to use it. Like, I just want it.
It's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, like, you know me. I like to experience things and do a bunch of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I get into all this side stuff, I just like to do a bunch of,
That's how you live life, You just gotta do it.
So I just, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
yeah.
I look forward to the intro flight regardless. I think that's going to come up. And they were talking about maybe doing it Friday, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, I guess you gotta have the right conditions.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, I think the flight instructor had a personal thing, though, last week.
Hope she's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know her name, to be honest.
Oh, well.
She seemed like a nice...
Mystery flight girl? We're thinking about you.
I think her name's Taylor, actually. It just came to me.
Oh, well, Taylor? We care about you.
We do. We do. She's the only one that's going to keep me safe.
Amen. All right. Well, this kind of reminded me of something. I don't know why my mind went to this, because it's, like you said, it's not a big deal. But if this caused... What if this escalated too far to where you guys broke up months before your wedding?
That's dark.
Because of this. And then I don't know where my brain went with this, but it reminded me of a time where I went to a Christian school, and we'd have all these, whether they were pastors or speakers, come and speak to us. And the craziest thing to me was they would talk about relationships, right? And they would make these points and be like, oh, if this person doesn't do this, or if you see this, they'd point out some things that were pretty basic things too, not specific.
Yeah, right.
And the guy would be like, you need to break up with that person, and this is your push to break up with this person. And I always thought it was good to think about, but are you really going to break up over this? But at this school that I went to, Liberty University, I don't really want to give it a shout out, but I had a good time there. People would break up with each other. I had freshmen on my dorm that, they were only dating for a couple weeks, but I'd be like, oh, so and so, how's your girl? You guys gonna go back to her place to meet her parents soon, on the break or whatever?
Yeah.
Just classic dorm talk. And they'd be like, oh, no, she broke up with me because of whatever the speaker said. And I was like, no way. And then I would just hear it all the time. The breakup percentage was very high when certain speakers would be like, because then they'd use the thing oh, well, God really told me that I need to be by myself or alone. Which, hey, cool. If that's how you feel, do it. But if you're breaking up with someone because of a motivational speaker, I don't know. It's what do you think about that?
It's pretty black and white. I don't think it's that simple, and I don't think it's one thing. There's basic boxes that need to be checked, and if those aren't checked, then you shouldn't even be get into the relationship in the first place. Those should be things that
I would like to know the percentage of people that are not supposed to be in relationships with the person they're in a relationship with, and they're just using this as an excuse, or really how many people were that motivated to break up with their significant other because of this guy. And then when I tell you, I'm not saying he was up there being like, if he beats you, you need to break up. He wasn't saying anything that bad. He was just if he doesn't buy you, flowers every month I do to my wife, you should rethink that. And I was like, really? Man, some people just care about each other differently. Weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's different ways to show, love and whatnot.
Yeah, but I just thought it was man, that's just kind of dumb.
It's a little out there for me. Yeah,
but
no, I don't really like that. Once you get past those check boxes, I think there's so many ways to show affection or whatever. That example, if he doesn't give you flowers every month, you should break up with him. That's just insane. What if he does other stuff for you? Yeah. What if he, cooks dinner or whatever and just takes care of you and is nice to you? And
what if he makes you laugh?
Makes you happy? Yeah, yeah.
That's and listen, I've dated some girls in my day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've dated some girls.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, not many. Probably 5 or 6 in my whole lifetime, my 27 years on this earth. And I've done my fair share of buying the flowers, making these cards. And you know what? I'm single right now, so obviously that's not enough.
You're not doing all the right things.
So sometimes you just don't. If my advice to you out there listening is don't listen to that motivational speaker, or do, but don't blame it on him. He's just a good guy looking out for you.
What if it's like Tony Robbins?
Dude, you gotta listen to Tony Robbins. First of all, don't just listen to Tony Robbins because he's a great motivational speaker. Listen to him because I'm pretty sure he's like 6'8", and
Yeah,
he would beat the
he's a
tar out of you
scary
if you
dude.
didn't.
He's a scary dude.
He would. I saw. He was in a movie about
Really?
basically this scenario, like this motivational. Like he was a motivational speaker, and then he was the guy. Like listened to him, and his life changed, and it was a weird movie. Sometimes I just watch these weird movies, but he was in a movie, and you could actually he look like a giant.
Yeah.
It scares me.
You ever seen that guy's jawline?
Crisp.
With that guy. Yeah, it's crisp.
Crisp.
Tell you what, you go to punch that guy, he doesn't feel a thing.
Game over. No, he doesn't care.
No.
He probably honestly would even hit you. He'd probably just look at you and just be like, he'd probably just tell you the ways that you need to hit better. He would motivate you to knock him out.
Yeah.
And you still wouldn't be able to. It would take more than Tony Robbins motivating you to knock out Tony Robbins.
Boy, do I wish I had a good Tony Robbins impersonation right now, but I do not.
No,
we'll work on that one.
I've got multiple impersonations in my brain, but Tony Robbins, he's one of one.
Do you have like a motivational speaker you actually like? So I'm not really like a big Tony Robbins guy. He doesn't do it for me.
No,
doesn't tickle the fancy.
You know what motivates me like nothing else?
Okay.
Like what gets me to the point where I could literally punch through a concrete wall.
All right. Yes.
There's this video on YouTube.
Okay.
That is just a compilation of like movie quotes and like different like there's like a press conference in there of like I think it's Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah.
And maybe Allen Iverson, but it's just this compilation, a 6-minute compilation. I'll tell you what. If I put that on, there's no way that I couldn't do anything in this world.
Yeah.
Like, I used to blast it before I went to the gym, and like sometimes it's a 6-minute video. I put that thing on loop, and then like one of the things is like Rocky, and he's like telling I don't know his son or something like that. He's like, what are you gonna do? Like you got to get back up. Like that's what he says. Like getting back up that's what winners do. And he's talking like Rocky, like, yo Adrian. He's talking like that, and when I hear that, and I'm in the middle of my set, oh man.
Yeah, that's fair.
People look at me and they're like, "This guy, he knows what he's doing." But no, to answer your
stuff.
Yeah, to answer your question, not much of a motivational speaker guy. I tried other ones. It just doesn't do it for me.
I like Goggins. David Goggins is pretty good.
David Goggins.
Eric Thomas used to do it for me when I was like 20, but he doesn't really do it for me anymore.
I'm gonna send you that video.
Though. Huh?
I'm gonna send you that video.
I'll listen to it tomorrow morning on my way to the gym.
Dude, if you wanna max out every single one of your workouts,
take SARMs.
I guarantee. Dude, if you were on any type of pre-workout or any type of crazy, if you snorted cocaine, no joke. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Yeah. Okay.
If you snorted cocaine and watched this video, you could overthrow the government.
Yeah.
I guarantee you could go to Russia and Putin would be shaking in his little boots, because there's no way. What are they called? The Kremlin? Like the Russian army. The KGB? I don't know. Something like that. They couldn't stop you.
I thought you were trying to come up with the people call people who take SARMs SARMs goblins. So that's what I thought you were trying to come up with.
No, I'm telling you, if you did that, or crystal meth, either one. I'm just saying. I've never tried it, but I would. It's too dangerous.
Yeah. You could be like the Capitol rioters. That January 4th of whatever year it was.
Yeah.
2020.
They would have, if they would have done that, if they would have watched that video, overthrown.
They would have gotten Biden.
Yeah, nothing.
Not just Pelosi.
Yeah. Everywhere. Maybe
we'll try some of them.
I'm telling you. Try it out sometime.
Oh, man. Well, what are you thinking? Ready to hit it?
It's about time. It's about time. It was a great pod.
Episode numero uno, I would say.
Yeah.
We'll be back for more one of these days.
Number one, we're gonna be posting weekly. probably once a week.
Yep.
You know, if you have any recommendations of, you know, what we should talk about, you have any funny emails you want to send us, we're going to set up all that, get that going for us, and then just message us. You know, you can message my personal account. I'm JMCody7. So that's JMCOTE7 on Instagram.
I am Warch13, and I will allow you to guess how many H's are in the Warch part of that. And then if
you don't want to
find
mess that
great.
up. You don't want to mess that up.
It's a very specific number.
Yeah.
All the socials will be in the bio, right?
Oh, yeah. We'll put those in the bio.
And whatnot.
It'll be a good time. Feel free, again, to message us straight through there, and we'll probably won't talk about what you want us to talk about. But,
no, I don't think so.
But if you send us a funny message, we'll mention it.
Yeah.
We'll give you a shout-out.
Maybe.
If we're feeling like it.
All right. Let's get out of here.
All right. Let's sign us off again. Find us on social media. We'll post those all in the bio, and see you next week.